We were playing Star Wars on the driveway. I sat in the car, he crawled under the car. The car was the Millennium Falcon. I pushed the e-brake to go into warp speed and it rolled backwards over him. I managed to jump out before it smashed into my stepdad's tool shed. I didn't even know how an e-brake worked. It was a steep driveway. It was an accident. My brother coughed strange, gasped for air, tried to scream for help, but only gargled wheezes escaped. Sounded like a cat coughing up a hairball. A broken rib had punctured his left lung, and his spine was snapped. He looked like one of those circus contortionists, writhing on the ground. He died in the hospital later that day. He was 6 years old. Mom had a severe nervous breakdown. She called me by my dead brother's name. When she realized I wasn't my brother, she'd scream at me like I was an axe-wielding maniac. So I moved in with my biological dad after Mom attempted suicide. Dad wasn't a violent drunk, just irresponsible. He cheated on Mom numerous times. He never judged me for the accident, though. He didn't really care for my younger brother anyways. It wasn't even his kid, it was my half-brother. Mom had him when she remarried. Dad let me stay up late and play video games. I liked him. I made lots of friends in grade school, but never kept any for more than a week. I was an odd kid. Not even the school bullies picked on me. I think they pitied me. I almost wish they would have bullied me. Hostility is better than indifference. Things improved in college. I even sort of repaired my relationship with my mother. She started seeing a therapist and got on Prozac or something. I dated a nice girl and made a couple of friends. College was all right. Things got bad again about 3 years back. I got minor PTSD. It was weird because the accident had never really bothered me much until then. I mean, it bothered me, but it didn't bother me, you know? Like, I never lost too much sleep over it, because it was an accident. But 3 years ago, I started waking up with an overwhelming sense of dread. Like I was locked in a room and the walls were pushing in closer and closer. I could feel my brother in the room with me. I don't believe in the paranormal, but I do believe that memories are always a moment away. Like 1 second ago is basically no different than 10 years ago. They're both just chemical memories and they're both equally real. Time doesn't fix things. It just distracts you. Anything could set off a panic attack. Seeing a steep road, hearing someone cough, seeing a car, etc. I started blaming myself for the accident. I used to think people made up guilt after accidental deaths. Like, if you killed a cat that ran in front of your car, you'd pretend it was all your fault and say you felt horrible just to get pity from people, but deep down, you knew you had nothing to do with it. The cat shouldn't have ran in front of your car. I never wanted pity, so I never drowned in self-blame. Until a few years ago. I genuinely believed it was all my fault. Like I should have known that pulling the e-brake would roll the car over him. I felt awful, like it may as well have been intentional. I heard his gargled coughs ringing in my head at night. I told all this to a therapist, and we worked it out. I feel better now. She was good at her job. I still tell the sob story of guilt to people, though. I hate the pity, but I love the attention. Actually, to be honest with you, I've been bullshitting this entire story. I've been telling people that story for the past few years to appear more interesting and more conflicted. I know that's fucked up, but Mom only paid attention to my half-brother. She could barely look at me. I reminded her of the drunk man that cheated on her and divorced her. When I was 6, she told me it was hard to love me because my eyes reminded her of Daddy. She wasn't saying it to be mean, she was just being honest. But I wanted her to pay attention to me. I wanted her to love me. I knew the brakes on that car were old. I knew how an e-brake worked. I knew what gravity did. I knew my brother was crawling under the car. It was a sunny day. It was a steep driveway. But it wasn't an accident.